Hi everyone, this is Korosh Erfani, and today is Friday, November 21st, 2025. We have had breaking news, interesting, as you can see also on our screen. Marjorie Taylor Green, representative of the House of Representatives in the United States, decided to leave Congress on January 5th, 2026, after 5 years of being in this function. So this is a very interesting case because we know how controversial she was for years, and recently we got a kind of redirection of her political views, her opinions regarding the different things, and finally it led to this kind of premature resignation for what is going on in Washington. So right now a lot of posts in social medias are talking about that, right? And in her message she is telling why she's doing so. Mainly, she is putting forward her rift and disagreement with President Trump, because we know that recently Trump called her a traitor and also a kind of eccentric, wacky, and announced that he is going to support and defend someone, for challenging effectively her position and against her, right? So the fact that President Trump, one of the most important public figure or political figures in the career of Marjorie Green, announced that he is going to back someone else against her, was somehow an end for her career. But we must try to dive into maybe a little more profound level of analysis if we want to have a better idea about why she is doing so. Of course, she was someone from the right wing, right, and someone with a very classic point of view of the American right political arena. We are talking about the Republican Party. She was one of them, and with a lot of, as I said, controversial ideas regarding immigrants, regarding the job for Americans, housing, and so on and so on. But there are many others like Marjorie talking about these conventional subjects, the things like job for Americans, no to immigration, end of illegal immigration, enough HB1 visa, the things like that. There are many representatives in House to talk about that. Is this one really a reason for which she is resigning? I don't think so. I see something much more important. I see the presence of a kind of network in order to bring her down. And not only her, but also a few ones. So we have other videos that show how the AIPAC presence in Congress started to be extremely aggressive, right, regarding some members of Congress who are somehow and to some degree against Israeli's policy, we can say, Israeli actions. We are talking about a few members of Congress, and we can see how aggressively the Zionists are there in order to bully them, and to put pressure in such a way that either they change their point of view, either they resign, like Marjorie. Look at, for example, this case where
We are going to Rashida Tlaib's office.
you see,
Arab Israeli
these are the Israelis who are going to the Rashida Tlaib, Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib office in order to bully her. You know, they put the message, the threatening message to her, and tries to put pressure to say that Israel has right for everything. Israel is doing very well, and you have just to shut up. That's the message. And we can see the same thing here, for example, regarding another congresswoman where it's a matter of another form of bullying. Look at this one.
Stand with Hamas. Why don't you stand with Hamas? Why don't you condemn Hamas, Elon?
Those pearly whites of yours? Oh, wow.
Why don't you condemn Hamas? Why don't you demand they surrender?
So this is the direct Zionist attack against the, a congresswoman or congressman in the United States in order to silence them. This is a direct threat for the American democracy. And back to Marjorie, we should know that her point of view regarding Israel has completely changed for at least 1 or 2 years. And we can see that she started to be very critical regarding what Israel is doing in the United States and beyond that. For example, one of the points that she had said was the effort of Israel to put pressure on President Trump in order to suppress, Epstein document, Epstein file, to suppress that, to remove that, right? And that's why on CNN, Marjorie Taylor was talking about the interrelation between Epstein on the one hand and the former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak on the other hand. And she asked, was Jeffrey Epstein working for Israel? So this is the first case, and there are others that show effectively Marjorie started to go beyond the red lines that are set and established by the Zionists here in the United States, and they are very serious about keeping them, because the whole Zionist empire is based on these foundations, and nobody must touch these foundations. So that's why in another cases, Marjorie was talking about a real conspiracy where it's a matter of the presence of the Israeli intelligence in this issue of Epstein network and blackmailing the American politicians, for example. Another case where Marjorie crossed effectively another red line was about the role of AIPAC, the famous American-Israel Public Affairs Committee, which is the pro-Israel lobby, the Zionist lobby in the United States. And she was talking about how AIPAC is bullying, almost every member of the Congress in order to get to something that Israel wants for its advantages and benefits. So that's why she wanted really that AIPAC should be registered under the US law as foreign agent, because they are working for Israel, they are working for the Zionist regime. So that why they must act as a normal, general lobby when they are really working and lobbying for Israel and on behalf of Israel. So that's why Marjorie was telling to the public, American public, that these guys, APAC and the company, are really exercising a strong control over the Congress. And she said that there is no a single one of her colleagues that had been really, apart when it comes to this influence and control of the APAC. She was telling that everyone is there to take money from APAC. And she said that I didn't get that. I didn't take it. I didn't want it because I wanted to be free and to defend the American people's interest. These are the terms that are extremely poisonous for the Zionists. They don't like that and they don't appreciate that at all. In other words, you are crossing again and again the red lines, and they don't like that, right? When something is prohibited, you should not touch that. This is how Israel dictates effectively everything in the United States. Another one was the perseverance of Marjorie Taylor to cut effectively this financial funding of the Israeli army. And she was telling that I am not in agreement with the idea of giving money to Israel for the Iron Dome system, right? And this is what 99% of the Congress was doing effectively, and she was against. You see another effectively prohibition neglected by Marjorie. She was insisting, and in her message you can hear that she's insisting on the fact that America first means America first and not something else first on behalf of America first. So she was seriously trying to show to the American that the America first is not really that. And before anything, she didn't say that, but she meant that it's Israel first, right? Israel first is completely different. Israel first is what the Zionists want here. Of course, Marjorie also talked about the Gaza, and this is maybe one of the few who talked about genocide in Gaza when it comes to what the IDF was doing there. So we can see that this Congresswoman, Marjorie Green Taylor, started really to cross any red lines that had been established for decades, in the United States by AIPAC and the Zionist lobby. And of course, Israel couldn't really bear that, couldn't put up with that. So that's why they decided to put the pressure on her, and through Trump and of course his threat somehow, and also other form of threats, because in the media right now you can hear about the family issues. What's the family issues? The only thing could be the direct threat of her family if she doesn't want to, make way to Israeli lobby. They are there. The Israelis are there, and when there is an impediment, when there is someone who is burdening them, who is creating some kind of trouble for the Israeli lobby, and they send a message, they threat you, they bully you, saying that you have to clear way, which means that you have to go away, otherwise they can be extremely aggressive. I think the exact same thing that is happening right now in the West Bank, in Gaza, for 2 years, which means physical removal of anyone who is in the way of the greater Israel. I am talking about elimination, suppression, the physical removal. This is what is at the agenda of Israel right now. They are not anymore at a phase where they can bear with the presence of this person, that people. No, they get rid of the people who are bothering them. They said very clearly, either you make room, you make way, and you get rid of, or otherwise we will take care of that. And of course, this is a direct threat. This is the most anti-democratic behavior that we can have. But this is the norms that are getting, established by Israel as the new normal. You remember this expression, new normal? Israel is elaborating the new normal. And when you see President Trump threatening the Democrat senators who are inviting army effectively to disobey when it comes to the orders that are completely against their constitutional assignments, is a matter of this new normal, threatening to death, threatening to be executed. Can you imagine the American senators are being threatened by the American president to be executed? Why? Because they are against that. They are sending a message for the military forces that because they know that something is getting purported effectiveness. There is a purportedness for a kind of coup. We know that. As I told you in other videos, there wouldn't be any November 26 election in the United States, because with this direction, when the things are, getting completely chaotic, becoming completely upside down, we shouldn't wait for a normal democratic process of election, the things like that. These are just the illusion that we can have. Now we are in a phase where the American democracy is completely hijacked by the Zionists, by Israel, and they are 95% of the members of Trump's cabinet are Zionists. They took over the power in the United States, and they are waiting just an opportunity to get rid of, if necessary, of Trump in order to have the total control of the United States. This is what they are doing. This is what they are doing in the West Bank. This is what Israel is doing in Syria, in Lebanon, in Middle East, for the greater Israel. And of course, for the United States, is the matter of time only in order to sacrifice the American empire for the greater Israel. And that's why this resignation of Marjorie Taylor Greene must be seen as a sign of this machine of lobbying, of bullying, and putting the pressure on anyone who wants to criticize Israel or the Israeli lobby in the United States. They are just a few, it's a matter of Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, Thomas Massie, so Marjorie is put aside, and you will see in a few months there wouldn't be any critical voice in Congress if Israel really is serious about, getting rid of everything. So that's why at the end I would like to draw this conclusion. Something is eroding the American democracy. Something is damaging seriously the foundations of the American democracy. And if the society, if the social power, if the citizens, I am talking about the citizens organization, the root grass organizations, if they are not really present on the political stage, on the political scene, you can be sure that the preparation of a military coup will be in the agenda of those who are in power and those who are going to face serious crisis. So what can play a key role in the current situation is just the presence of a third party. I am talking on the one hand about the social power from the bottom of the structure. Another one, the idea of creating a third party, a real third party, not the show off of Elon Musk talking about that, a real third party where it's a matter of political independence. It's a matter of being freed from the Zionist domination, because right now both parties, Democrat Party, Republican parties, are both under total dominance of Israel, right? And the Israeli lobby here. So we know that she was talking about that. That's the reason for which she had been bullied and threatened to resign, of course, and she's doing so. But a third party can be established and supported by social power, by social basis, by the normal folks. And from the moment there is a real, genuine third party, I am pretty sure that there is a huge, successful perspective for such a party. That's why the people like Marjorie, if they don't want really to be completely removed from the political scene, she and her colleagues, her friends, the people like Thomas Massey, must think about establishing, funding a third party. And I think that if we can help her and other people to, get to this idea by the, making this suggestion or this proposal viral, for example, on social media, supporting them, being involved in all these activities, there would be effectively a possibility for creating this third party that will become a new reality in the political arena. The American political realm is right now under influence of Zionists at the scale of 99% out of 100. So there is just 1%, and as you can see, the Zionists are on offensive, aggressive offensive in order to remove them, in order to get rid of them, starting with Marjorie and, of course, by extension to other people as well. So on the whole, we can see the seriousness of risk for the American democracy, and that's why there is absolutely necessary for a mobilization, a social mobilization from the bottom of the structure, and to go toward serious actions like creating a third party and supporting them, and of course bringing its candidate into the elections, and so on and so on. Protecting democracy in action, not only in social media, not only by just rhetoric and narrative, but by actions, by concrete actions that can be translated into something like a third party, and also the social organization, the social power. Again, I repeat this phrase that I show always. It's a matter of social power as the outmost power in any society. So that's why we have to organize it, we have to reinforce it, we have to strengthen it in such a way that it can intervene and change the things in favor of people, the American people, the American nation, and not anymore for the Zionist lobby, for the upper class, and those who are depleting the United States and the whole world. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope that with your comments and with your support, we can develop this topic, going towards something more and more elaborated in such a way that at the end of the day, we can have a serious action, serious set of actions in the United States to protect democracy. Thank you very much, and bye.